This is a 360 video. Swipe left or right across your mobile device, or click and drag with your desktop mouse to look around. Have fun! What happens to Canadian eggs when they leave their farms? If you've ever wondered exactly how Canadian eggs get from the farm to your fridge, you're not alone. In this video, you'll go inside a state-of-the-art egg processing facility to show you exactly what happens to Canadian eggs before they go to your grocery store. Ready? Let's get started. Farm fresh eggs are transported from the farm to the processing plant in large refrigerated trucks. The truck backs into an unloading dock where the plant employee unloads the entire truck one skid of eggs at a time. The temperature of each skid of eggs is taken upon arrival to be sure the eggs have stayed cool on their ride from the farm to the processing plant. Once unloaded from the truck, each skid of eggs is taken to the grading room to begin the process of washing, sorting, and packaging. But before any of that happens, the eggs must be unloaded off their skid. At this processing plant, this job is done by a robotic arm. It's pretty cool to watch it work, isn't it? The robot uses lasers to find each row of stacked trays and moves them from the skid they came on over to the conveyor belt with exact precision every time. From there, the trays of eggs ride along the conveyor to get unstacked by another, longer robotic arm. Once each tray of eggs is unstacked, the eggs ride through another machine that pulls them off their trays using compressed air suction cups. Each tray holds 30 eggs. The machine takes all 30 eggs off the tray at the same time and gently places them onto a roller belt made of rubber. Meanwhile, the empty trays, dividers, and skids are sent down a different line to be washed, dried, stacked, and sent back to the egg farms to be used again. Once the eggs are on the roller belt, they are carefully advanced forward down the line into the washer. The roller belt itself is designed so that each egg is nestled in an egg-shaped cup. As the eggs move forward down the line, they are also constantly turning, making washing much more thorough. This long covered portion of the processing line is the washer. Inside, the eggs are thoroughly washed with hot water and gently scrubbed with brushes to remove any lingering bits of dirt or dust. The brushes are egg-shaped so that nothing but eggs will fit inside them and no foreign objects will accidentally go through the washer. Now that the eggs have been washed, it's time to check them for imperfections, like holes in the shell. The eggs are lifted off the washing roller belt and gently placed onto a separate, clean roller belt that takes them into a scanner. The blue light that you see here is a sensor that is scanning each of the individual eggs and will automatically sort out any eggs that have holes, are damaged, or that had egg white or yolk on them. The eggs that pass the sensor test continue advancing forward down the line, where they're picked up by plastic clamps that turn them so they're all facing the same direction. All eggs must be packed to their cartons and trays, tipped down. It's at this point that the sorted, damaged eggs drop into a pail below the line and are discarded. The good eggs are gently returned to the rubber roller belt. The eggs are moved along the line and through a high-efficiency dryer. But it's certainly not the same dryer as the one you have at home for your laundry. The eggs, still being continuously turned by the rubber rollers, are blasted with warm air to ensure they become perfectly dry. Wet eggs cannot be packaged. Now that the eggs are dry, they're moved into a machine that checks for cracks by gently touching each egg with a sensor. When a crack is detected within an egg, that egg is sorted and sent down a different processing line specifically for cracked eggs. That's why you can see some spaces in the rows of eggs moving down the line. Good eggs remain on the line and move on to the next stage of processing. Did you know that Canadian eggs are sorted based on their weight? That's what's happening in this section of the processing line. The eggs are picked up off the roller belt by plastic clamps and moved over a bright light that shines through each individual egg, looking for blood inside the egg. This process is called candling and used to be done by hand. Any egg with blood spots is immediately pulled from the line and dropped into a pail. After candling, the good eggs are lifted onto a scanner that grades each individual egg for size based on its weight. Then each egg is placed on the roller belt that corresponds with the grade of that egg, such as large or extra large, and is rolled down the line for packaging. This processing plant has 22 different lines that can process various grades of eggs at the same time. Some Canadian eggs have a stamp on the shell, depending on which grocery store the eggs will go to. If the eggs need to be stamped, it's done when they are first sorted onto their grade line. At the head of each of the packaging lines, an employee loads the corresponding cartons into a machine by hand. The cartons are moved into a line one by one, stopping below the egg line that corresponds with that carton. A machine on the egg line gently places 12 eggs into each carton, tipped down, and the carton lid is closed, but only if the machine sensors detect 12 eggs within the carton. If an egg is missing, the machine will not close the carton lid until the missing egg is replaced. Full closed cartons and full trays of eggs are moved down the packaging line, where an employee manually packs them into wire baskets or boxes, depending on the order being filled and where the eggs are being shipped. Full baskets and boxes are placed onto a conveyor and arrive at the end of the processing line, where they're stacked onto skids sorted by carton. The full skids are moved into a cooler until they're loaded onto refrigerated trucks that will take them to various locations across the country. Every hour, a quality control person removes several eggs from each line to inspect them manually. Candling is where a bright light is shone through the whole egg to check for imperfections inside and out. Candling shows cracks or tiny holes in the eggshell that may be otherwise missed, and allows the quality control person to see through the shell and check for blood spots. The quality control person also checks the temperature of the eggs and checks for incorrect packaging, like medium eggs going into a carton for extra large eggs. After the quality control check is complete, the eggs are loaded onto trucks for delivery to different locations across Canada. This manual process is essential to quality control and further ensures that high-quality, safe Canadian eggs are being provided to consumers. Thank you for visiting this Canadian egg processing plant. If you want to learn more about Canadian eggs, feel free to click on the other videos in this section.